What's up guys, Chinese Guy here, and today this video will be my part 2 of my attack jet analysis. My part 1 already talked about the unlocks and facts and details of the attack jets, so in this part I'll be giving you guys my opinion, for example the problems of the attack jets, and I'll be telling you guys what I would recommend you guys to run for your loadout at the current moment. Now to get started, if you haven't already watched the first part, I would recommend you to do so because I spent a lot of time working on it, and this video will be covering some of the things which is in that video. So I will have a link in the description down below for those of you which have not seen it yet. If I were to sum up my first impressions of the attack jet overall and put it into one word, I would say the word would be overpowered. They can currently outmaneuver a stealth jet, which is extremely weird to me because I thought the stealth jets were air to air while the attack jets were air to ground. So it just doesn't make sense to me that an attack jet can outmaneuver a stealth jet and kill it so quick. I just really hope that DICE knows what they're doing with the whole balancing, since right now if you're flying the stealth jet, you're probably in the biggest disadvantage over the attack jets because the attack jet does so much more damage with the 30mm cannon, plus it can outmaneuver you. And if you look at the leaderboards right now, you can see it makes no sense. If you look on the attack jets, you can see people have thousands of kills, while you look at the stealth jets, they have hundreds of kills. And this is such a big range. I think DICE notices this and hopefully they can patch this soon. I hope DICE makes it so that the attack jet needs to be protected by the stealth jet, but not so that the attack jets can't defend itself. They just need to find the right balance between all these jets. So enough about me rambling about the balancing between the attack jets and stealth jets, and let's talk about the loadout I would recommend you to run and the loadout I'm currently running. So for my primary weapon, I am using the 30mm Gatling cannon, which is default and it is extremely overpowered, as I said before many times. And then for my secondary weapon section, I am using the Hydra rocket pods. Now I think they're sometimes very good for infantry, but they're not that accurate because they don't have that same reticle as in Battlefield 3, since now it is some circle reticle and the rocket pods is spreads all around that. So I don't use them that often and stick to my 30mm cannon usually. Then for my countermeasure section, I use the IR flares because the ECM jammer fails me all the time and I was never a big fan since Battlefield 3. Then for my last upgrade section, I am using the gyro stabilizer. So if you guys are wondering why I'm not using the belt feeder, is because it just doesn't feel like it does anything at the current moment, and I use the gyro stabilizer because I think it does help me a bit from losing control when I get heat seekered. So that was my loadout, and I do wonder what you guys are running for your attack jets in Battlefield 4 and what console or platform you guys are playing on, because I do wonder if they are that different between each other, and would you guys prefer some other thing over some other thing because of consoles. I'm not sure. Lastly, I want to give you guys some of my opinions on the other unlocks which I have not talked about as much. Note that I'm not trying to bash on these unlocks, I just don't enjoy using them as much as I do right now with my loadout. So firstly, we have the laser guided missiles, and in my honest opinion, I think it works really well, but I rather spend my strafing run using a 30mm cannon, which shreds everything in its path. I just don't like the way that the camera is pointed downwards, and sometimes you can call me a noob, but I just crash myself sometimes while using the laser guided missiles because you have to hold the lock on. Then we have the heat seekers, and yes, I do agree they can be sometimes very effective. But most of the time, I feel like it just damages it and it just tells them to go back to heal, and then they probably come back and kill you, which is not good for you. So I rather use the 30mm cannon to completely shred them and kill them, and especially other jets, you can't really heat seeker them. Then we have the TV guided missiles, and I believe they just leave your plane floating in mid-air for targets to shoot, and it just doesn't pack quite the punch as I thought it would. But it could be very useful for sniping other enemy ground vehicles. Next we have the J-Dan bombs, and I am truly disappointed in them, and I'm sure a lot of you guys might be too. When I unlock them, I kind of expect them to be very powerful, or at least they create a big explosion, but that's not the case at all. The explosion again is just tiny, and the blast radius is tiny also, and it just doesn't pack quite the punch as I thought it would. Next we have the fire extinguisher, and usually I don't get hit below 39% health, so I kind of don't need the fire extinguisher, and I kind of feel like it's useless to me, and I was never a big fan again. So next we have the stealth coating, and to me I feel like it is completely useless. I don't really find that there's a difference using it or not using it. People are still gonna lock onto you eventually, and I just find it pointless. And lastly we have proximity scan, and I do like it sometimes, but I feel like it replaces your most important tool, which is the air radar, because you want to know where all the enemy aircrafts are. If they're behind you, you can out-loop them, and it just replaces that important tool, and I just don't like the fact that it does. Anyways, those were some of my biggest problems in my opinion with the attack jets. I will soon have more stats with the attack jets, so if you guys want, I will make a part 3 talking about the damage model of each unlock. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like and a comment down below. I would greatly appreciate it. I will continue to strive for being a source for Battlefield 4 videos. Peace out, guys.